thank you for your patience. I would have brought you in earlier, but Esther needed to finish a piece of pizza. So, excuse her. Thank you. Sir, again, you still under oath, and Ms. Zimmerman, you may continue.
Thank you. Again, you were actually convicted of 6 different counts, correct?
6 counts.
Yes?
I think so.
You don't know.
I don't remember how many counts it was. I just took a deal for the whole thing, so I never really.
So,
It's a long time ago.
1993.
Yep.
How old were you?
31,
And how old was the victim?
14, 15.
And count 1 was a violation of Penal Code Section 288A, subsection C, oral copulation on a minor 14 or under, correct?
I don't remember what it was. I thought it was just 288, whatever it was.
Was that Long Beach, right? Right? Long Beach?
Yes.
288A, subsection C, oral copulation. Correct?
It's arrest. This is the arrest thing, right? This is the arrest?
This is what you were convicted of, sir.
I didn't even know this.
You didn't know. You pled to all these counts. Is that kind of like how you didn't know what you were pleading to in this
I'm
case?
telling you the truth. I didn't know it was all this. I thought it was just.
Excuse me, sir. There's an objection. Sustained.
You were also convicted of Penal Code Section 288.5, subsection A, continuous sexual abuse of a child, correct?
I don't know this.
Okay. How about count 3? Penal Code Section 288A, subsection B, subsection 2, oral copulation with a person under 16. Were you convicted of that as well?
I thought it was just lewd and lascivious acts. That's all I thought it was. 7 counts of lewd and lascivious acts. That's all I
7
remember.
counts.
That's what I thought it was.
Okay. Because earlier you said 1, so I just want to make sure we're
didn't say
clear.
that.
Count 4, a violation of Penal Code Section 286, subsection B, subsection
Judge.
2, sodomy of a person under 16, correct?
I don't know. I
Okay.
really don't. I thought it was something totally different that I pled to. Not that.
Count 5, Penal Code Section 288A, lewd or lascivious acts with a child under 14, right?
It's not what I thought I pled to.
Okay. Count 6,
Can we check that? Can we
a violation of
If you don't remember, or you don't think that was it, then say exactly
Okay,
that.
I don't remember.
Count 6, a violation of Penal Code Section 261.5, unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you see here, count 1, 288,
I do see it.
convicted?
I see that.
See that?
Your Honor, I'm going to object. If that was the only conviction, then the rest of this was...
Maybe, wait,
I'm sorry.
good idea. 2 years state prison, you see that?
It's out of focus, but
Yeah, it'll come back, give it a second. It's thinking. See that?
yeah, I see that.
5 additional counts, all counts convicted. You see that?
I see it.
See the other counts here? 288C.
I see that too.
Okay. 5 counts of 288C. You see that?
I see that.
Yeah. And you see here, you know what that is? PC 290?
Registration.
Right. Were you also convicted of failure to register as a sex offender after those offenses?
Somewhere down the line, yes.
Yep. And then several times, correct?
Twice. Not several.
All right. So are you clear now that you were convicted of
288C?
numerous counts that I just read to you? All of the counts that I just read to you.
So not all the A's and B's, all that too was included?
All of them. Did you see that?
I saw it now,
Do you
but
want me to put it back up?
huh? It's up to you. It's already out there.
So you agree with me? Those were the counts you were convicted of.
I saw 288C. I saw that for sure.
All right. And you referred to this as a stupid case in your interview.
Which stupid case? This one or that one?
Yeah, this is a stupid case. Right?
It's my opinion. For me, it is.
She was your stepdaughter, right?
Yes.
So you were married to her mother.
Yes.
That was Vanessa.
All right, here we go again. The names, man. It's gonna put these people on blast again.
I don't have to do this again. Take a deep breath, Mr. Baker.
Correct? You mentioned this victim yesterday in your testimony, right?
Yes. I'll sustain that.
Motion is strike.
Well, it was by counsel. Statements of counsel are not evidence.
You testified about this yesterday, right? Mr. Levine brought this all up when he asked you if the two of you had made pornos together or were in the business together. Do you remember all that?
I do.
Okay, so you talked about it without any problem yesterday. In fact, you brought it up.
Without mentioning names, yes.
Sustained.
Do you remember talking about it yesterday?
Which part? You're kind of all over the place.
I'm sorry?
You're kind of all over the place. I'm trying to get an idea which part are you talking about? Which part are you talking about?
I'm going to object. There's no question.
There is no question pending.
You said that because of this case, you brought this up, they chased you all the time.
That's the truth.
Because you were convicted of numerous counts of sex with a 14 and a 15-year-old, correct?
Are you making a statement or you're asking me?
Your Honor,
Yes, he was correct. Theo, yes or no?
I said something to that effect.
was that the truth?
That they were chasing me? Yeah.
Because you were failing to register, correct?
Yes.
Would it be safe to say that every time you commit a crime, you blame it on law enforcement?
Objection is argument.
Overruled.
Every time I commit, I blame. No, I haven't.
You said they chased you.
For the 290 registration portion? Yes. So we're on trial for the 290 now. All right. Yes, they chase me constantly, always trying to find a way to get anyone who failed to register properly.
It's the law, sir. It's your violation, not theirs, correct?
Counsel, now you're testifying and you're being argumentative.
Correct?
It's the law.
There is no question pending.
On this case, you told the police the only reason they were interested in you is because you were a sex offender, right?
Did I say that? Yes or no? Did I say
Answer
that?
the question, sir.
I don't remember. I don't remember me saying that.
Throughout this case, you've been saying that the police were
Oh, okay. Got you. Initially, yes.
Well, the whole way until you came in and pled. For 7 years, right?
Okay.
Is that true?
It always ran across my mind, constantly, yes.
But the truth was, you did commit the crime.
And that is the truth.
But yet, you went on for years and years and claimed that law enforcement was lying.
Let's ask and answer, Your Honor.
So overruled.
Do you understand the difference between a truth and a lie?
I do.
If I were to hold up my pen and say this pen is blue, is that the truth or a lie?
Your Honor, that's argument.
Sustained.
And then I think you said that you married the victim in this case, correct?
A domestic partnership. I called it a marriage for me. But legally, no.
Okay, so you were not married.
No.
So when you told Mr. Levine in one of the interviews that you had been married to this victim, that was not true either.
By law, no.
Okay. And then, who did you marry next? You were asked about this yesterday.
I'm not giving any more names out.
Who was the person you were married to after the victim?
I'm not giving any more names out.
Your Honor.
We talked about this, and it wasn't brought out yesterday. I don't think we need to know the name.
I'm sorry?
We do not need to know the name.
And was that a real marriage?
Yes.
And then a third time, Who did you marry that time?
That was the other name that you used earlier,
Okay. The victim,
before her.
Vanessa.
There we go again.
You asked, did you not?
I'm trying to keep these people's names off the TV.
But you put them up there by getting on the stand, right?
Objection, that's argument.
Sustained.
Mr. Levine told you that you were going to have to answer all the questions that either side put to you, and you had no problem answering the questions when he stood up here for a day and a half.
That's argument.
Right?
Sustained.
So how many times have you been married?
4.
4 times. Yesterday, you told us that you were married twice, and the third one you didn't marry. Is that not true now?
Say that one more time. I'm jumbling numbers in my head.
You
One
can't
more
remember
time.
the number of people
I
you
can't
were married
remember anything these days. Go ahead.
You told defense counsel you had been married 5 times.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So that was also not true.
Correct.
And then you said that you had a business where you were in the office all the time on the phone. Remember that yesterday?
I did.
What's the name of that business?
Oz Entertainment Group. Also, D-Rob Enterprises was the other name of it too.
I'm sorry,
D-Rob Enterprises.
D-Rock,
D-R-O-B, D as in D-R-O-B.
D and Rob.
Yes.
D was one of your wives. You brought it up, sir.
After an answer is irrelevant.
That's overruled.
You brought it up, correct?
You asked me the name of the business.
And you said Oz, and then on your own you brought up the other.
Then
Wasn't D also one of your wives?
That's not the business name though.
So D-Rob didn't mean D and Rob.
It's doing the same thing again.
Your Honor.
You're killing me with this.
So we'll make it easier.
It's going to keep on going.
No, it won't.
Yes.
Okay. And then you told us that after meeting the defendant in 2015, that within a couple of weeks, the two of you began a sexual relationship. Correct?
I believe it was 2016.
So you began having sex after you met her in 2015, which would have been in 2016. Correct?
I met her in 2016,
Okay.
not 2015. So it was a couple of weeks.
Remember giving her a racquetball lesson in the end of 2015?
It was 2016.
Okay. That you remember?
I didn't meet her till 2016.
Okay. And then do you still stand by your statement from yesterday that within a couple of weeks of meeting her, you said the two of you were having sex?
Yeah.
And you said that you were working, you said a hobby job as the league director at LA Fitness, correct?
Correct.
And you said that it was a hobby job because you weren't making much money?
I stopped working.
I'm sorry?
I stopped working as a manager.
Okay. And so you were now working for LA Fitness as the racquetball coordinator,
Correct.
and I'm assuming you were making a minimal salary.
Correct.
So how is it that you were able to go out to all of these restaurants and bars and travel and things of that nature that you told everybody about yesterday?
I had certain residual money coming in from different places.
Like what?
Clients who owed me money. Certain checks would still come in.
Okay. And so that provided you with enough money, you're saying, to
Yeah.
be able to pay for all of these trips and restaurants and bars and clubs.
Yeah.
You also told us yesterday that you met Fabio Sementilli at LA Fitness after a couple months of having sex with the defendant.
After 2 weeks after that, yeah, somewhere down the line, I met him.
And that you then started playing racquetball with him.
That one time, yes.
One time.
Yeah.
Okay. And that one time that you played racquetball with Fabio, you were already involved in a relationship with the defendant, his wife.
Yes.
You also said that you and the defendant communicated through a texting app, correct?
Correct.
And you said that was Viber, correct?
Yes.
But you said you didn't use it for secrecy.
No, I didn't.
So why is it then that the night of the murder, you deleted the application and all the relevant data regarding Viber from your phone?
Viber was glitchy. It was very glitchy.
So it's just a total coincidence that that night after the murder, you took the time to do that.
It was glitchy. Got rid of the app.
Is that your answer?
Yes.
So you told us earlier today about how you were rushing around and panicked and had all these different things you needed to accomplish after the murder, like the 2 cars,
Right.
cleaning out the Porsche, going to the market to buy cleaning supplies, going back to your apartment, packing up anything that might connect you to the defendant, getting rid of all of those items, taking Mr. Austin to the flyaway, going to LA Fitness. But somehow that night, it was important to you to delete the Viber app containing all of your communications with the defendant.
It was glitchy all day, and I know it went out on hers a lot. It went out on mine, so we deleted.
Both of you?
Usually, that's how it works.
Oh, okay. So at some point in time on the 23rd, you communicated with her so that you would both delete the Viber app at the same time, correct?
I think she mentioned that she was going to delete it because it was glitchy, and I said I'm going to delete mine too.
So you both decided that on January 23rd. Where did that conversation take place?
On Viber.
So it worked enough to be able to communicate that?
It was glitchy.
Yes.
It's in and out.
Heard you. So what time do you think you deleted Viber?
I don't know.
On the 23rd?
I don't have that information in front of me. I don't know.
Day?
It's 10 years ago. I don't know. Or 8 years ago.
Night?
Probably daytime.
Daytime.
Yeah.
What time? Before or after the two of you played racquetball at LA Fitness?
It was after that.
Before or after the murder?
I stayed off the phone, so it had to be before.
Approximately how many times do you think the two of you messaged through Viber on the day of the murder?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
What
I
was
really
glitchy?
don't.
So maybe
It-
only a couple?
It would go in and out. You would get some, like when you make a call.
Yeah.
It would fade in and out, and it would cut off, or it would act weird. It would just act glitchy. It did that from time to time. Mm-hmm. So when it started doing that, we usually deleted the app and reinstalled. Had to go reinstall it and all that stuff.
But you never did reinstall it, did you?
Not after that. It was a lot going on.
So when you said we would delete it because it was glitchy and then we'd reinstall it, that didn't occur though after the murder.
No.
And the defendant didn't communicate with you via Viber anymore either.
We didn't communicate at all.
You didn't communicate at all.
At all.
You sure about that?
After the murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't message her at 5:14 after the murder?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I don't see the text. I don't know.
And it wouldn't have been via Viber, because as you told us, you deleted that before the murder.
Correct.
Okay. And she wasn't trying to message you that afternoon through Viber?
I don't remember that. No, I don't remember.
Okay. What about the day before? Did you guys use Viber the day before?
We usually use Viber all the time.
But you said it was glitchy.
It does get glitchy. That's why we deleted it, because it was getting glitchier.
I see. So the last time either of you communicated via Viber would have been before the murder, sometime during the day.
Before the day, yeah.
What about to make arrangements to meet up at LA Fitness? Did that take place also through Viber?
Everything went through Viber.
So it worked well enough so that both of you knew to meet at LA Fitness that day?
Yeah, probably did. It's probably glitchy too, but still. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. It doesn't mean it didn't work. It's just glitchy. It just kind of goes in and out and acts weird.
Do you recall listening to an overhear that the defense provided you, where the two of you and the defendant, whispered about Viber and hoping that law enforcement wouldn't be able to recover it from your cell phones? Do you remember that?
I don't remember the conversation. I don't even remember the transcripts. I'm sure if you said it's there, it's there.
Okay. So how did the two of you communicate once both of you discussed on the day of the murder, prior to the murder, dumping Viber and deleting it from your phones? How did the two of you communicate thereafter?
We didn't for weeks and weeks.
How many?
No, on Viber? I don't think I used Viber again.
You didn't. My question was, how did you communicate after that? And you said you didn't for weeks and weeks. So I asked you how many weeks.
I don't know. I don't know. That's why I wanted to text, so I could see all this stuff. I don't know. I don't.
Again, so that you could fit your answers to the evidence, correct?
No, I'm actually looking for other stuff, but I would like to have known that all the other texts before this, way before this.
So that you could, again, make your answers fit the evidence.
No, so I could know how to fight a case.
Okay. Same thing, right?
No.
It's the same.
So how, let me ask it maybe a third time, how did the two of you communicate after weeks and weeks after dumping the Viber app?
Eventually, there was some kind of text, regular text on a phone, and then I know that she used to use WhatsApp. So eventually, you started using WhatsApp because it was less glitchy.
Why did you need to use WhatsApp if the defendant was now a widow and that there was no potential that her husband might find out that she was communicating with you? What is it that the two of you were trying to conceal?
No one was trying to conceal anything except me. I'm the only one trying to conceal. It's just me.
Mm-hmm. So why did the two of you need to communicate again through another encrypted app?
Well, the other part of this is she still didn't want her family to know that she had an affair. Mm-hmm. So that was important also. So it was still not trying to be holding hands or none of that. It was a little bit too early.
Okay. So again, why would you need to use an encrypted app if the only thing you were really covering up was a love affair?
Shouldn't that have been asked and answered?
It's overruled.
Because that was it. It was trying to cover a side of a love affair. That was it.
Okay. So it isn't that the two of you were trying to conceal the fact that you conspired to kill her husband?
Because there was no conspiracy on her side.
I see. Okay. And so
Comments are not appropriate.
They are not.
then you began using WhatsApp. When do you think you began using that encrypted app?
8 years ago. I don't know.
Estimate.
Estimates is, I don't want, estimate, I don't know. I really don't.
You don't know.
Probably. I mean, I had been using WhatsApp anyway.
Really?
I think so, way
Do you know
before
what
that.
date you installed it on your phone?
I don't know. I have no paperwork. I don't have all that information in front of me. Never have.
But you're telling us that you had been using it anyway, so you probably had it at the same time as the Viber app.
Probably.
Okay. You also said that you were trying to keep your relationship secret in every way possible, right?
Yes.
But the two of you had been dating along with another couple, right?
Yes.
Every time Fabio went out of town, right?
Wrong.
Okay. So how many times do you think you went out to dinner with Sheila and Ricardo?
2 or 3.
And where do you think you guys met for dinner?
Where we met? Where who met?
The four of you.
Oh, various restaurants.
Such as what?
I don't even remember the names. It's been a long time ago. I don't even remember anymore.
How about Chocho-san?
That's one.
How many times do you think you went there with them?
With them? Maybe once, twice.
How about Cravings?
I don't even remember Cravings.
Okay. How about Delmonico's?
Once there.
Okay. Lobster? Right?
You mean eating lobster there?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what I had. I have no paperwork. I have nothing. I don't know. I can't remember that far.
Okay. So if you were going out with Ricardo and Sheila, you obviously weren't keeping the relationship secret, correct?
Well, not 100%. I kind of trusted them.
Okay. And then I think the defendant, that Mr. Levine asked you if you also had been having a relationship with Paula, correct?
Correct.
Sean McCullum, was he somebody who was a good friend of yours?
Yes.
Close relationship?
With both of them, yes.
And you told him you loved him, right? Like a brother.
Yeah, I did.
And was that also during the time that you were having sex with his wife?
Yes.
So that was a lie also, right?
What was the lie again?
Your whole relationship
With who?
with Sean McCullum.
I still love him, and I still love him. Doesn't matter. I try to keep it together for him.
You tried to keep his marriage together for
I
him?
tried.
By having sex with his wife.
I tried.
And then you said Paula was someone who wouldn't go away. Is that right?
Yes,
Isn't it true that you repeatedly called her from jail?
I did.
Isn't it true that you repeatedly sent her letters from jail?
I did.
Isn't it true that you asked her on numerous occasions to come visit you?
I did.
Isn't it also true that you asked her to send you things?
I did.
Books? Yes?
Yes.
Dictionary?
Yes.
Put money on your books?
Yes.
But you want the jury to believe that she was the one who wouldn't go away, right?
Oh, after.
As formed, it's argumentative.
So answer that.
You told this jury that she was the one who wouldn't go away. That was a lie.
Not true.
Eventually, when you continued calling and writing her, she told you she didn't want to speak to you anymore.
That is also
Correct?
true. That is also true.
And she never talked to you again.
That's true.
So she went away.
She did.
Did you also tell the jury yesterday that you didn't know that Viber was an encrypted app?
At first, when I first got the app, I didn't.
But eventually you knew it was.
Eventually, yes.
Same thing with WhatsApp?
I found out later it was encrypted also.
So you didn't know either of those things?
Not really, no. At first,
Not
no.
really.
No, at first I didn't know.
Who's Al Birdsong?
A friend of mine.
who did he work for prior to retirement?
Before he retired? You mean, retired from where?
That's my question. Where did he retire from?
The only place he worked.
Also speculation, no foundation.
Sustained.
You said he was your best friend. When
Yes.
did you, right?
Yes,
Who did he work for
he worked in the Army.
after that?
He worked for TSA.
Through Homeland Security, right?
Then he worked Homeland.
And what was his area of expertise from the Army and the TSA?
TSA, I don't know what he did at TSA. I think he just watched. He watched people or something, or he checked in people. I'm not sure.
Wasn't his specialty intel, data analysis, communications devices, encrypted applications, things of that nature?
That was his, I think that was his Homeland job, but not TSA. There's a difference.
And you never talked to him about encrypted applications, data analysis, how the police could trace you, things
No.
of that nature?
Objection, that's compound.
So ruled.
You didn't talk to him about any of that.
No.
So if he told that to law enforcement, he would be mistaken.
Objection, that's argument.
I don't know what he
It's
would
not.
say.
It's overruled.
Say the question one more time.
Sure. If he told law enforcement that, then he would be mistaken.
If he told law enforcement what exactly? What's the that part?
That the two of you discussed encrypted applications, how to hide things from police, intel,
Okay, gotcha.
data analysis, DNA, how to destroy DNA evidence, how to get away with crimes, trackers, things of that nature.
That speculation and hearsay is no foundation that he told.
Overruled.
I never had that conversation that I remember with him. I never had it with him.
Right after the murder, you said you were going to go to Las Vegas, but then you didn't go to Las Vegas. Do you remember that?
Yes.
If I were to tell you that your vehicle was tracked to Las Vegas along with your cell phone, does that refresh your recollection?
I did go eventually. I just didn't go immediately.
And where did you go when you went to Las Vegas?
I stayed at his place.
And when you drove to Las Vegas, you drove through the night, correct?
I think so.
And in the morning, when you arrived in Las Vegas, where did you meet Al?
I think I met him at his house.
Didn't you go downtown to his office?
Eventually.
Isn't that where you met him that morning when you came in?
I went to his office, but it wasn't that morning.
Did you tell Al that you fucked up when you committed this murder?
No.
Did you tell Al you fucked up because you cut your finger and that the only thing you could find was vinegar, no bleach, to clean up DNA at the crime scene?
No.
You didn't have that conversation with him.
I don't remember that conversation.
I think you also were asked by Mr. Levine if you and Al and Monica had sex, and you said you don't know.
I didn't, no.
You didn't what?
I didn't have sex no.
The two of you didn't engage in three-way sex?
No.
Didn't Al Birdsong come to Los Angeles in 2016?
Probably came a couple of times.
And you brought him to LA Fitness,
Yes.
took him out with a bunch of your friends from LA Fitness,
Yes.
did the same thing with Chris Austin.
Yes.
And when you and Chris Austin would go to Las Vegas and stay with Al, did you guys call those family meetings?
Sometimes, yeah. We call them that.
And when you introduced Al to your friends at LA Fitness, you also introduced them to the defendant, right?
If she was there.
Correct?
If she was there, yes.
Do you remember him staying at a hotel in Hollywood?
He stayed in a hotel. I don't know if it was Hollywood or not. I can't remember. It was somewhere downtown.
Do you remember going out with him and the defendant to play pool?
I do remember that.
And then did the three of you go back to his hotel room and have sex?
No, we went back to the hotel room to relax and watch some TV.
The three of you did not have sex.
No, not the three of us, no.
And what about in Las Vegas? When you went to Las Vegas with the defendant after you murdered her husband, did you guys again hang out with Al?
Yes.
And you guys were staying at the Aria, right?
I believe that was it.
Okay. And who paid for the room at the Aria?
I think she paid for it.
Okay. And when you stayed at the Aria, you and Al hung out with Monica in a cabana, right?
Yes.
And at some point in time, did you and Monica and Al have sex in a room at the Aria as well?
Not us three, no.
No.
Not us
So
three,
again,
no.
if Mr. Birdsong remembers that, he would again be mistaken.
Objection calls for speculation and argumentative.
Overruled.
Say that one more time.
I think I was pretty clear.
Objection, Your Honor.
That's argumentative.
You can just repeat the question, please.
All right, if I have to. Did you and Al Birdsong and Monica have sex for the second time in Las Vegas at the Aria?
Objection assumes facts, not an evidence there was a first time.
It's overruled.
I was about to say that. Yeah, there was no first time, and no.
Okay. Did you have watched while Monica engaged in sex with other men while the two of you were in Las Vegas?
Well, no, not Las. No.
No. Okay. You said that when you and Monica would get together to see each other all throughout 2016, it was very random.
Oh,
Correct?
it's a question? Yes.
And that was dependent on when she was free,
Yes.
correct? Which would be every day when Fabio went to work, correct?
I don't know. I don't know a schedule like that.
Well, did you see her almost every day?
Nope,
Okay.
I didn't.
And how often would you say she came over to your apartment?
Anywhere from twice a week, 3 times a week, to not coming at all.
At all?
Yep.
Sure. You knew when Fabio would be traveling because the defendant, Monica, would send you his travel itineraries that she received from his secretary, right?
She would usually just tell me most of the time.
She ever send you his itineraries?
She might have once or twice, maybe once, twice, I don't know, but usually she just let me know he was leaving and going out of town or something.
So you're saying only once or twice?
That I remember. That I remember. That I remember.
So it could be more.
Or once or twice.
Could it be numerous times?
Could be anything. I don't remember.
Could be anything.
Could be once or twice that I remember. The rest I don't remember.
Okay. So basically what you're telling the jury is you don't remember her sending you Fabio's itineraries when he would travel more than once or twice.
Objection has been asked and answered.
It's overruled.
So most of the time she told me the itinerary. Most of the time. She just told me when he's leaving and when he's coming back.
So that the two of you could plan around his absences, correct?
Correct.
And on one of those absences or business trips is when you slept over, right?
Yes.
And you told us that you got really drunk. And that's why you had to sleep over.
Couldn't drive, yeah.
Do you know somebody named Ron Ray?
Yes.
He was also one of your very close friends, correct?
He's just a friend of mine. He wasn't close, but he's a friend of mine.
Didn't you send him messages through your Facebook account telling him how much you loved him and Michelle and that they were family to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a
So
good
is-
friend. He's a friend, but he's not my best friend. He's a good friend.
And did you bring Monica there to introduce him to Ron and Michelle?
She met him.
You brought her to their house,
She met him.
yes?
I think it was her house. But they met. I don't remember where, but I made sure they met.
Do you remember going to Las Vegas towards the beginning of February, just maybe a few days after the murder?
You talking about me by myself?
Yes, you.
Okay, yeah, probably. If I was in Vegas, I went to go see him.
Okay. So they were good friends of yours.
Yes.
Okay. So every time you would go to see Al, you would also drop in and see Ron and Michelle?
No, usually.
Okay. And when you went in February, did you and Ron play basketball until late one night at the beginning of February?
I played basketball with him a lot.
So is that yes?
I don't remember. I probably did. I don't remember.
And during that time, did you then go to a sushi place across the way?
Probably.
Okay. It's right across from the gym there that you used to belong to, right?
Probably. This is all information I don't have in front of me, so I don't know. But I'm going to go along with it because that's what our usual thing is. Basketball and sushi. So, okay.
And so did you tell him that you and Monica were going to be living together soon, that it was in the works for the two of you to move in together?
That I don't remember. Might have been something along those lines, but I don't know if it was exactly like that.
Who's Michael Spence?
Michael Spence?
Yes.
Michael Spence is a childhood friend of mine.
And did you also message him about your relationship with the defendant?
I don't remember. I might have. If you have it, then I probably did, but I don't remember.
Did you also tell him at the end of 2016 that you and the defendant were going to be living together soon?
I might have.
So would it be fair to say that sometime in 2016, you and the defendant discussed moving in together?
Me and the defendant? No. Maybe me just thinking about it.
You just thinking about it?
Maybe me, yeah. It was in my head for sure.
Okay, so you're saying you and the defendant never talked about moving in together?
Well, we did, but no dates. We just kind of just toyed around with it just to see, but it was like nothing concrete or nothing like that. It was just like, what if we moved in together? What would happen? How would you act? You know, just things couples do.
So if you had told Ron Ray that you and the defendant were in the process of moving in together, would that have been true?
That was hopes, not truth. Hopes.
So again, you would have lied to him.
I didn't say it was happening. I didn't say it was going to happen. It was hopes. Wasn't
Same with Michael Spence?
probably. I don't even
Truth
remember.
or
I don't
lie?
remember that conversation.
Truth or a lie?
Can I see the text? I'll tell you.
I'll show you.
I'll show you.
Truth or a lie, sir?
Objectors, argumentative.
So ruled.
Can I see the text?
Can you answer the question?
Because I need to see what happened beforehand, what the conversation was beforehand. Because you're taking it out of
Because you'd like to know
context.
what the evidence is beforehand so that you can fit, again, your answer to the evidence. Correct?
This I won't allow.
Correct?
No, you're incorrect on that.
So then we don't need to see the text. Why don't you just answer the question?
Because I need to see the conversation beforehand so I know how it, so I can answer
So
you
you know
properly.
how to answer. Exactly.
So I can tell you what's in my head during that time.
I get it.
Let me interrupt. Let's take our afternoon recess for 15 minutes. The admonition applies.